Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christina Worcester, and in this video, I will be reading a non-fiction book by choice. The book is called Scream With Me by Eleanor Johnson, and it is about horror films and American feminism. I picked it out because I wanted to get my bookmarks, and the Women's History Month thing was to read a nonfiction book, and this one seemed the most interesting. I do feel like I should preface by saying that I've never actually watched any of the movies that they're going to talk about in this book. I don't particularly watch horror as a movie genre, unless I am like forced to for some reason. Shout out BGSU's Film Appreciation Club. I did not be appreciating the films sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna be reading about these films and how American feminism evolved with them. I have just finished chapter 1, which is about the film Rosemary's Baby. And I'll say I am enjoying this book so far. When they're the fact that they're like recounting stories to me makes me feel a little bit more like I'm reading a story as opposed to a nonfiction novel. And I should clarify, for me, that is a good thing. I am about halfway through the book now, and I have read about The Exorcist, The Stepford Wives, and The Omen. I like the analysis that this book brings forward of these films. I like that it included The Omen, even though according to the book it was panned by critics. I feel like in general Johnson picks some good movies to analyze based just on what I'm reading about them. I would like to once again emphasize that I've never seen any of these movies, so I can't really speak on that. But based on what I'm reading, this is like a watertight premise of a book. And Eleanor Johnson really went above and beyond to make the points that she wanted to make. All right, I finished Scream With Me. For it being a nonfiction book, I actually really enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it more than I would enjoy your average fiction book, but if I were to read any nonfiction book, I'm glad it was this nonfiction book. One thing I particularly enjoy about it is that it doesn't take too long to say what it wants to say. We actually talk about like a bunch of movies in this book. There's the 6 main ones: Rosemary's Baby, Exorcist, The Omen, The Shining, Alien, and the other one that I'm forgetting the name of because I almost sneezed and I spent all my mental energy on not sneezing. And then we have like an interlude where we talk about Paranormal Activity and Creep 2. And then we talk about a few other movies: Immaculate, The First Omen, and the Apartment 7A, I think it was called. But it's still less than 300 pages. And I love that for this book. If you know me, you know when it comes to books, if you can say what you need to say in as short of a time frame as physically possible, I am going to appreciate that a whole lot. I will warn you though, like the horror movies that are mentioned in the book, it does contain a lot of references to things like sexual assault and rape, solely in the context of like when the plot of these movies is being described, but still, discretion is advised for that reason. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You're the best!